Alright, in this video we are going to learn to evaluate when you have a fractional exponent. Now, 1/3 power, let me see what we have coming. Look, in general, and I think I'll switch to the black screen for this brief little side lesson. When you have a fractional power, for example, say if I have 8 to the 4/3 power, this fraction indicates two separate operations. This is in the form power over root. Power over root. So this is really the cube root of 8 and the 4th power. So I might show that this way. So I've got my radical and my 8, but the 3 is the root. So I might do like that, and then the 4 is my power. So I will go like that. So this is how I would evaluate this. And because now I can do the cube root of 8, which is 2, and then I can take that and do it to the 4th power, which turns out to be 16. So fractional power is really power over a root. Okay? Now, when it's just a 1 for the numerator, that makes it a little bit simpler, but still you could think of this as the power over the root. Alright, but since this is a 1, only the root is really going to matter. So definitely we're going to have the cube root of 216. Now the power is 1. Don't write this down and you'll see why. The power is 1. Raising something to the first power doesn't really do anything. Nothing changes. So don't bother writing that down. So 1/3 power is really just the cube root. And the cube root of 216 is 6. Alright? You probably don't have that memorized yet. So use your chart. The cube root of 216 is 6. All right, now number 12. Like I said, this is the power, and this is the root. Power over root. So that means this will be the 4th root of 256. And then that will be raised to the 3rd power. So let's see, 4th root of 256. 4th root of 256 is 4. So this will become a 4. And then I will have 4 to the 3rd power. Now that is equal to 64. Again, if you don't know that, just use your chart. All right, 4 to the 3rd power is 64. All right, how about number 13? Now this has a negative exponent on it, so let us be careful. Let's go to the black screen for a moment here. You need to remember what negative exponents mean. If I have n to the -1 power, that means 1 over n. If I have n to the -2 power, that means 1 over n squared. Okay, so we're dropping things down to the denominator. So if I have 81 to the -1/2 power, the first thing I'm going to do is realize that that means 1 over 81 to the 1/2 power. All right, I've taken care of the negative exponent. Now, a fractional power is power over root. So that means this is really the square root of 81. All right, the 2 is the root, that's square root. And the little 1 isn't really good. The power of 1 doesn't do anything. So that's what this really is. So this is really 1 over 9, because the square root of 81 is 9. So 1/9 would be the final answer to number 13. Let's keep going. Okay, again, you've got the power over the root. So when you rewrite this, we've got negative 343. Let's start with the root, the cube root, and then we will do the second power. Now, it's okay to take an odd root of a negative number, so don't think it's going to be no solution. It'll just be a negative answer. So, cube root of 343, all right, cube root of 343 is 7. So since it was negative 343, it'll be negative 7. So negative 7 squared is positive 49. Negative 7 times negative 7 is positive 49. So that's the answer to number 14. And this is the last problem on the quiz. Now, you really need to pay attention to something. Notice that in number 14, the negative was inside parentheses. So when I did this power, the 2/3 power, I included the negative sign under the radical. On the other hand, this negative sign is not in parentheses. All right? Because there are no parentheses, that means that this power does not include the negative. All right, so this negative is going to just stay out front throughout the entire problem. So just to be clear, if the negative is going to be included into the problem, it would need to be in parentheses like this. So I'm going to do the power over root thing that you've seen several times now. So this 5 is the 5th root. So I've got the 5th root of 243. And then I've got the 4th power. That negative sign just stays out front. So let's see. The 5th root of 243. The 5th root of 243 is 3. So that means I'm going to have 3 to the 4th power with the negative way out front. Now 3 to the 4th power is 81. 3, 4th power, 81. So that means my final answer will be negative 81. Okay, one more time. With that negative, since it's not in parentheses, the way this one was, that negative just stays out front and does not get involved in the rest of the problem. All right, I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you down the line.